So here I am in Sentence Builders. It's a very clean interface, as you can see, very nice and easy to navigate. So on top, resources and classes. And here we have browse folders. On the bottom, you have French, German, and Spanish. At the moment, there will be more languages coming up soon. So for a starter, I'm going to show you how to use certain languages and the Sentence Builders Premier resources from the language gym. And after we move on. Okay, let's start by doing some Spanish, for example. You can see that I've got the option of language gym here, and whatever's been uploaded is here at the beginner. There will be, again, more stuff coming up soon. Let's say I want to be describing hair and eyes, and you can see I've got a very nice and colorful sentence builder, exactly the one that you have in Conti's book, in Dylan Viñales. And so when I click onto the Spanish,
Yo tengo.
You have obviously the pronunciation and the translation just on the side. Okay, you can see also at the bottom I've got several little buttons. So here the first one is if you want the text-to-speech to be a bit slower, you can move it around there, or faster if you wanted to. Here is just to make sure that you have several options for the clicking and the sounds. It's pretty straightforward, pretty standard. This one here is really good. It's really good actually. I really enjoy that one. I think it's a very, very good option. So if you use a sentence builder at the beginning or in front of the class, and you're going to be putting on a whiteboard or something, or using a projector, it is really, really useful to have your sentences created. So let's say I want to have a random English prompt, and here, so I go back in the bottom here, and I have my sentence at the bottom in English, and I need to ask my pupils what is what, and I can start putting whatever my friend has, so mi amigo tiene.
Mi amigo tiene.
Okay. Hair, that is dark brown, so el pelo.
El pelo.
That is dark brown, moreno.
Moreno.
And medium length, so here.
A media melena. Mi amigo tiene el pelo moreno y a media melena.
So you have also at the same time the pronunciation. Not something you have to have it if the teacher wants to put his or her pronunciation. You can also see that you have the translation here. Obviously, if you start with a sentence builder, maybe it's not a bad idea to have it, but you can take it off after you have the option of taking it away if you wanted to. And I am going to remove the translation, and you can see when they get a bit more confident, just take away the scaffolding, and it is probably much better that way. So that's one of the good things you can do. You have also random Spanish prompt you have here instead of the English one, and you can also build from the sentence builder table. So I click back there again. I can build my sentence. We'll say,
Tú tienes el pelo rubio y largo.
Okay.
Tú tienes el pelo rubio y largo.
And again, you don't have to have the sound. If you want to get rid of it, you can. And you're building a sentence. You can have your learners doing that sentence themselves, and plenty of possibilities here. Okay, we'll continue then. We can remove the background colors. I don't think that's to make it a bit plainer, but I think it looks nice with the colors. And you can also transform the Spanish. So you can have no vowels. So when again the children get more confident, they can know what's going on. No consonants if you wanted to. 50-50, you have a bit of everything there. Pretty handy also to have these initials, just the initial, the beginning, to play some games also. You have the whole shape. That's quite hard, but you can have a play with it. And again, no clue. You don't know how many letters there are in the words. So obviously it can increase in difficulties, but it's really up to you to do that. And I don't want it to be there. And I'm quite happy to have my translation there also. Okay.
Finally,
That last button there is very useful if you want to show a sentence builder in full screen. I know myself, I use it if I want to take a screenshot of it. It would be very useful if I need to print off my sentence builder. I use the screenshot on the Mac or on the PC and put it into a Word doc or whatever you want to put it. And also, you also have the possibility to right-click and you have the print section there if you need it to be printed. Okay, let's have a look at the activity view. Number of points here, what did you get? You have some very clear information about different activities you can do. We have to obviously ask the children to make sure, the learners, to make sure that they're actually reading the instructions, because they obviously always tend not to be reading anything. So they're like, what can I do? But they, so we have to make sure that they actually do, or help them to understand what's going on. So 3 possibilities: random, activities, and circuits. I use more circuits myself when obviously you get very confident and you've got an array of activities to be done, and maybe the random and the activities is just to start practicing your sentence builder. So let's have a look at activities. You got an activity menu with 3 different things: vocab chunks, sentence builder, sentences, and paragraphs. And in each of them, you have a massive amount of possibilities, okay? Lots of listening, lots of reading and translation. And in each of the sections, you have some subsections and lots of games that you can play. And obviously, you recognize the millionaires and matching pairs and all that. So there's tons and tons of things you can do and play. And it's fantastic to recycle all the language that they are actually learning. So if you go into the vocab chunk section, you also have a massive array of exercises. You're going to recognize some classics if you are using obviously Gianfranco Conti's activities. You recognize the trapdoor, the delay dictation, delay copying. They're all here. Plenty of them are here anyway. So I'm a big fan of the trapdoor. So you can do chunk by chunk and word by word. Delay dictation is one of my favorite also, and also you have plenty of games or plenty of possibilities with back dictation and so on and so forth that you can actually do. So it's really, really great. And you can do the same with paragraphs, where you have some comprehension and reveal the Spanish text, also with lots of different activities. I'll show you a couple of my favorite activities in a bit. Just a little thing. You may not, I'll go back to the beginning, but you notice a vocab chunk, sentences, and paragraphs. If I go back to the beginning here, into the sentence builder itself, and go back to language gym, beginner, you may see that if you have that stuff is grayed out, it means you're not having the paragraph section into your activities. But they will be probably coming soon. I'm sure Martin is working really, really hard on them. Okay, I'm going to show you one of my favorite ones. You can see it's delay dictation here, and I've got lots of different possibilities here in front of me. What I really like is the fact that you have the click and the type. So not everybody's equal in terms of the clicking and typing. I've got some very dyslexic children, and it's probably much easier for them to click than typing. So I think it's great to have that as a differentiation tool. So good thinking here. So let's have a play, and we're going to play find the chunk and click.
Mi amiga tiene los ojos marrones y no lleva barba.
Got 3 seconds. Mi amiga tiene los ojos y no lleva barba. So I've got probably the color here, and I forgot to listen to what she said because I was concentrating on what I was going to be saying after. I'm going to say marrones. Wow, that was lucky. Okay, and you can see that I've got it quite right. I can have it said again.
Mi amiga tiene los ojos marrones y no lleva barba.
Okay, and you can read in chunks also.
Mi amiga tiene los ojos marrones y no lleva barba.
Okay, that's really,
Mi
really...
amiga tiene los ojos marrones y no lleva barba.
That's great. So you have it read in chunks with translation, and so in bits there, or you have the whole thing and it's repeated at the end. And you keep going, you have plenty of, you get many points. As you can see on top, this is a score that you can get, and after if you know a string right, you'll get less points. Depends on the accuracy you're having on the exercise. There we go. This is one of my favorite ones. It's really, really good game. Another one of my favorites in the paragraph section, for example, are the comprehensions parallels. Spanish, I like the Jigsaw rebuild. For example, I've got some chunks here. I've got my Spanish text. On the left-hand side, you see it's very clean. And on that right-hand side, obviously, I've got to find my English. So I need to check the text. Me llamo Alejandro y vivo en Santiago. Okay, so I am called Alejandro. Okay, y vivo en Santiago. Again, things change, things move around, and I've got to find the next chunk. So I get 10 points if I got it right, and I get less points if I make a mistake. Okay, and after I'm going to find something else. So it depends on your accuracy. But again, it's very, very well done. I like the fact you have these chunks moving, and I like the fact it's a very clean interface. So if I'm a bit of a explorating mode, I can go and click on random and have any exercise I want to get. I've got delayed dictation here with 10 seconds to go, and our sentence matches and stuff. Okay, I can change it afterwards. Lots of things I can do. And I like circuits also. Circuits is as I mentioned before, it's a way of having a bit more exercise. You're getting quite confident with your sentences, with your sentence builder, and then you can have a series of exercises that you want to do. So you can, as a teacher, decide on the day what they could be doing, or maybe they can still explore and do whatever they would like to do. In this one here, if I were to translate to Spanish again, I've got 19 sets of 5 questions, 95 questions. So it's quite a long, it could be a long revision set, but it's actually very, very good. And obviously you have access to all the stats afterwards. But it is very, very worthy. This I will be using myself, circuits, obviously, when my pupils are confident, and it is kind of a revision type of exercise. Okay, I'm back to the main page, and there you see also that I've got 2 more possibilities. I've got community resources and my resources. So let's have a look at community resources. A bit like on TeachFit, people like to share their things. You can see there's a lot of love here with lots of different languages. Going to use German, French, Russian, Spanish, Chinese, Italian, Japanese. And here I'll just check, there's some Irish also, which is amazing. So different year groups. Let's have a look at Japanese, for example. I've got Key Stage 3, Year 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I've got lots of school life, and I've got lots of stuff in it also. So people are sharing their things, and I think it's amazing. So it's great in the language community. People are very, very good at sharing stuff, and that's pretty amazing. So well done. Back to the main page, you can see also that you have the option My Resources, obviously where you keep your stuff. Okay, so if I am in this folder in this section here, Sentence Premium Resources, and I'm looking for something specific. Here I've made a little research on family. You can see I've got lots of results in French and Spanish, and I've got some stuff in Russian and Italian also there at the same time, because I am in the community resources. If I go in the premium resources, I've got German, Spanish, and French, and obviously an awful lot of possibilities as sentence builders there. Okay, it's quite powerful, and it gets to the point very, very quickly. Right, so I'm going to take you along how to create a new resource. So click on this, and you got some very good information there. Okay, it's all very, very explained very, very well, and it tells you exactly how things work. Okay, so you do have a good read of that before you start. Unlike the sentence builders that you have seen before, the ones that you will be creating are going to be less complex, and everything has to make sense. It's very, very important. So all combinations got to make sense, otherwise it's not going to work. So all the instructions are there. It's straightforward and quite intuitive. So you got columns. If you want to add a column, just click on the plus at the bottom. You want to take one away, take it away. If you want to merge some columns, you probably have to select them and merge them together. And if you want to split this column here, just split. It's really straightforward. Okay, so now it's just a question of start filling them in. Okay, so just time to add some words in there. So let's click on this. you can see it's very straightforward. And again, it's very clear. You have to make sure that each line you have L2 first and L1 translation just after. So start copying and pasting my sentence builder. Here's one that this is a translation of the wonderful Simona Gravina's Spanish sentence builder she created during lockdown. So I've adapted this one in French. So there we go. We're starting doing that and click on OK. And I'm going to start filling in the rest. So I've filled in my columns with my translations. What I can do now, you can see I have a little palette at the bottom. I can get some colors. That's exciting. I like my colors. So let's say I want to, you could have some color-coded things, obviously, if you want to have a verb, a certain color, if you want to have your adverbs a certain color, it's really up to you. I, myself here in this case, not going to bother too much, just going to get some random colors. Just make it look pretty, and I keep moving on. Okay, so I've got this done. Then text-to-speech, TTS, I am going to be picking obviously French. That could be useful. And you can see a model of my sentence builder at the bottom. Look at that, looking awesome. So you have little buttons also there which help you out to be changing things if you wanted to. So you can click on this and you can put it in 1 or 2 columns if you wanted to. And 2, you can see it makes it a bit longer or larger. It's really up to you to generate the way you want it to be, or if you want it to be smaller or bigger. Okay, it's really up to you. You can hide the translations and all sorts. And obviously, what you can do also.
Pendant le confinement.
Okay, you can listen to see if you have if it's actually saying the right stuff, and it will be a good idea also to check if your sentence builder works. Hopefully, I haven't made any mistakes in there, and I'm going to be moving forward. So verify. Okay, it's all green, so which is all good news. It actually checks absolutely everything for you, and look at that. Below are the 1,200 sentences, only that generated for you by your sentence builder resource. Amazing stuff. So instead of you spending hours and hours and hours trying to get some sentences ready for your sentence thief, translation pyramid, trapdoor, and all these Conti's favorite activities that you're doing in your lessons, well, you have all of that here. So you have the choice, only 1,200 in this one here. What is great is you can copy them and paste them, or you can select them individually if you fancy to. Copy 20, copy 50, and by doing this, it already copies. You can put it into your Word doc or whatever you put in your PowerPoint, or look, you can put it in Textivate. Oh, Martin, that is so clever. So welcome to Textivate, and you can put your stuff in there. And obviously, if you're a fan of Textivate like I am, this is going to be a godsend activity that you can actually copy all these sentences in there. And now this is going to be the most important element. You want to finalize resource and put it in the right place, in the right folders. And this is also very organized. So name of your resource, language you want to put in, and translation language, and all the paths and all the places that you want to put them in so you can find them again. The important bit, if you want to share it with the community here, or if you just want to make it unlisted for your school, for example, if you want to share with some colleagues, or if you want to make it private, just keep it for yourself, okay? Once you have done all the motions, everything will be saved, and you will have access to them, or people will have also access to them if obviously you make them public. Okay, so I filled in my titles, I put my keywords, so when I'm looking for something, I can go back to this activity, and I'm going to upload my resource. Success, excellent, it's all done. And I can duplicate it if I needed to, if I would need just to change bits and bobs on it and adapt it to make it another one. I can update it if I'm not happy with it, and I can open it to have a play with it and create new resource if I wanted to. So let's open it, see what it looks like. This is my hard work I've been putting in, and activity view, and there we go. This is where the fun also is. One of the things are going to be absolutely amazing is I can do activities with all the stuff I've just been creating. How amazing is this? So I've got vocab chunks and sentence builder sentences. and I can start having fun doing all the stuff that I need to do. How awesome is that? Okay, now I am in classes, as you can see, and I want to create a new class because I need to set up some work for some of them. So class name, let's call it a friendly class. Language studied, this is going to be Spanish. You see other options below. Okay, create class. Okay, so I've got my friendly class. Now I need to add some students to it. In order to do that, I need to go here on top, click onto school admin. Then I'm going to be going into classes and I'm going to be going to friendly class. You can see I've got a code and click on the dot or the ellipsis, however you call it, and I need to add some students. So I click on this. Now, I managed to, you also have the instructions there. What I've done in the past is I have copied and pasted from Excel. So copy and paste, you can maybe recognize the name of my class, some certain characters from there. So I go back into my sentence builder, click there, paste it, and I should have now my class working extremely well. I click on next. Look at that. Amazing stuff. So it's called all my friendly students in there with their username, all starting with ZTK. Then usually it's the first name and second name, capital letter all together, and the password is usually a number. So it's all done. And obviously I need to create a count, although it's not going to work. Okay, now I need to communicate the username and passwords to my pupils, my students. All right, ellipsis, edit students, and you can see on top here you have copy login info. So if you copy on that, click on that, sorry, and you go into a Word document, you paste it, and you got it there. And after you can pass it on any way that you like. You can put it in a Word document, you can send it by email, whatever works for you to pass it on. It's really straightforward. Okay, let's say that our good friend Joe Tribbiani has forgotten his password. What do I need to do? Well, you can create a new one by just clicking on the reset student password here. You notice that it's not in yellow and it's not going to go any further if I don't save the change. So I need to save the changes and after that it will be operational. So save the changes and now my little friend Joey has got a new password. Okay, very, very straightforward. Okay, now I'm back in my friendly class and what I can do is I can set an assignment. I can create a competition, a live competition, can check the data, or can edit again my people like I've done before, create what students and all sorts is very straightforward. So let's say I want to create an assignment. I need to click on, first of all, current assignments expire in a month. You can change it to further down the line if you wanted to. Okay, so a new assignment, where do I want to get it from? So let's say I want to get it from Sentence Builder. I want to get it in the language gym, in the Spanish section, beginner, and saying where I live. They could be DIY. Okay, so if I click on that, and I can pick, let's say, read and translate to English. This is what I want them to concentrate and just do the million one. Okay, so this way they just got a very easy, straightforward thing to do, just one translate and just one small activity. Okay, I want to get them, I want it to be slightly more challenging than this. So I'm going to create a new assignment. And instead of just doing one activity, I want to create more. So I'll go on predefined. I'm going to go on to sentence builder. I'm going to be going on to translate to Spanish. And look at that, I've got more sets, more questions. Okay, this is slightly more challenging. I've got 60 questions here. And I've got 95 questions there. Obviously, they won't be able to do that in a period, aren't they? They're going to have to maybe do a couple of lessons to do this. I've got some comprehension, 9 sets. Or I can rebuild the Spanish, I've got 14 sets. So there's a lot of work that they can do. And it's perfect to check where they actually are. So I can make as short as I want, or I can make as long as I want. And usually I want to challenge them a little bit. So let's say I want to translate into Spanish 95 questions. assign, and I go to the bottom again. I have to make sure that I click to finalize. Okay, I can add instruction if necessary, and due date 19th of May 2021, so it gives me 1 week to do it. I can change it if I wish. Okay, I can do the day after or whatever, another time. I can also change the time also if I wanted to. So intuitive. Okay, asset assignment. It's all done, which means that when my pupils will be getting into their class, they'll be able to click on classes, click on their class, and click on this, and they will be able to start their assignment. Okay. Have a very, very brief look at what the student side looks like. So I've logged in as Joey. You can see now on this side here, it has only got sentence builder premium resources on my teacher resources, all the stuff that I created, or that he has obviously got access to the community. 3 languages still. Okay, then if you go on to classes, this is Joey's class. It could be joining a class with a code, the code that you have seen earlier on, or it could be going to a class that is already part of because I created it. So click on that, and you can see that translation to Spanish, this is the assignment I've set. And if I click on this, it will be, you can see the in the assignment view, and you can see that it's got its first task to be done here. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, back on the teacher side, and you can see also that I can create some competitions. Nothing set, but obviously new competition in blue here. And again, it's really up to you to set up whatever you fancy doing, whatever you want to focus on. So again, if I go into language gym beginner, let's say I want to change talking about my family this time around. Same thing, you can set it up, write some instructions. You can have focus if you wanted to, or you could be doing whatever you think you want them to work on specifically. And you could also add a time and date here and set the amount of time the competition is going to be. So you want a 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's really up to you. And will be exactly, let's say we want to set it at 10 minutes and let's give them a focus. It's always better if they have a focus into something. We're going to say something like sentence builders only, sentences, and yeah, 10 minutes and start the competition. So now if I go back onto Joey's side, you can go there and you can see competition, and you can see that I've got the green button here, go to competition, click on that, and I can start using the activity menu or the go random and start getting as many points as I want. Time left, I've lost obviously a little bit of time, it's only 9 minutes left, and the leaderboard will be also available here for people to see who's in front and doing well and trying to beat each other, obviously, to make it as competitive as possible. I hope you found this video useful. This is a very unbiased review of a sentence builder. I genuinely find it really, really good. I feel lucky to be one of the many beta testers. Resources are being added nearly every day, and the app itself reviewed daily thanks to the feedback given. I never realized how much work goes into creating something as great as Sentence Builder. So the very talented Martin Lapworth is amazing. It's so much work going into that. So do give it a spin. I think it's highly recommended, especially if you are a Gianfranco Conti's convert. It really saves you lots of time to create all these activities. So enjoy.